Imagine it is Friday night. You sit down on the couch, grab the remote, and decide that being productive can wait until tomorrow. A few years ago, there was a good chance you would open Netflix. Netflix was the king of streaming. The red logo appeared, the famous sound played, and suddenly you were scrolling through hundreds of movies while somehow watching nothing for 20 minutes. Netflix changed television. It taught people that they did not need to wait for a show to start at a certain time. Then something strange happened. YouTube moved into the living room. For years, YouTube felt completely different. Netflix had expensive shows and Hollywood actors. YouTube had gaming videos, tutorials, weird experiments, and people filming things in their bedrooms. Nobody looked at those two platforms and thought, yes, these are definitely going to fight over my television. But now they are. In May of 2026, YouTube accounted for around 13.8% of television viewing in the United States. Netflix was around 8%. That means Americans were spending considerably more television time watching YouTube than Netflix. Not pone, time or not, laptop time, television time. Somehow YouTube climbed out of your pocket, sat on the couch, grabbed the remote, and refused to leave. So, what happened? Did Netflix suddenly become bad? No. Did YouTube secretly become Netflix? Also, no. Both companies simply want the same thing: your free time. Netflix is like a giant entertainment company throwing an expensive party. It pays for movies, produces big shows, hires actors, and spends huge amounts of money trying to create something people cannot stop talking about. Then it hopes you stay for another episode. YouTube plays a different game. Instead of deciding what everyone should watch, YouTube lets millions of creators figure that out. And that creates beautiful chaos. One moment, you are watching a serious documentary. 20 minutes later, you are watching someone test whether a cheap frying pan can survive being run over by a truck. You did not plan this, but somehow you are still watching. Creators started making longer, better, produced videos, and watching YouTube on a television stopped feeling strange. That created a new problem for Netflix. But YouTube was a different kind of opponent. YouTube did not need to personally create every successful show. Its creators were doing that for it. Netflix might spend months and millions of dollars preparing a new series, while a small YouTube team can film one strange idea and suddenly get millions of views. But Netflix still has something YouTube cannot easily copy. Netflix is very good at creating events. When a huge Netflix show arrives, millions of people can discover it at roughly the same time. Suddenly, everyone is talking about the same character, the same ending, and the same plot twist your friend ruined before you got home. Netflix can make one show feel important. YouTube usually works differently. Two people can spend 3 hours on YouTube and watch completely different things. Netflix is trying to find the next big show. YouTube is trying to find the next video for you. Netflix wants you to stay subscribed. YouTube wants you to keep watching. Netflix built its empire mainly around subscriptions. YouTube built a stranger machine. Most people can watch for free. Advertisers pay to reach them. And YouTube also sells paid subscriptions. By 2025, YouTube's annual revenue from advertising and subscriptions had passed $60 billion. At that point, calling YouTube just a video website feels a little silly. Netflix noticed what was happening and started changing too, including adding advertising. Basically, Netflix looked across the room at YouTube and thought, some of that looks useful. Meanwhile, YouTube looked at Netflix and thought, that television looks comfortable. So now the two platforms are slowly moving toward each other. YouTube wants more time on your television. Netflix wants more of the casual attention YouTube collects so well. Both companies face the same annoying problem. You only have 24 hours in a day, and somehow much fewer after checking your phone for what you promised would be 5 minutes. This battle is not really about movies or videos. It is about attention. And YouTube has a powerful weapon. YouTube is almost impossible to finish. You can finish a Netflix movie. You can finish a series. YouTube rarely gives you that feeling. There is always another video waiting. You watch one video about expensive houses, and suddenly YouTube thinks you are planning to buy a mansion. You watch one military comparison, and congratulations, your homepage is now full of aircraft carriers. The system learns what catches your attention and keeps feeding you more. But Netflix does not need to become endless. It only needs to convince you that its shows are worth paying for. And it is still very good at doing that. Its biggest shows can still become global events. So, this is not a story about YouTube destroying Netflix. It is a story about television changing again. First, television meant channels. Then Netflix showed that television could come through the internet. Now YouTube is showing that television does not even need to look like traditional television. A creator with a small team can sit on the same screen as a giant studio production. And your television does not care. It is just a big rectangle on the wall. So, who is winning? If we look at television viewing time in the United States right now, YouTube clearly has the advantage. It has moved from phones and laptops onto the biggest screen in the house. But Netflix still has a major strength. It knows how to turn shows and movies into entertainment events that people deliberately sit down to watch. That is why this probably does not end with one company destroying the other. Instead, they are invading each other's territory. Netflix wants more of your everyday attention. YouTube wants more of your evening on the couch. And that brings us back to Friday night. You open Netflix because everyone is talking about a new show. You watch an episode. Then you open YouTube because you want one quick video before bed. 1 hour later, you are watching a documentary about why supermarkets put milk at the back of the store. You have no idea how you got there. And that may be the best explanation of YouTube's power. Netflix wants to give you something worth watching. YouTube wants to make sure there is always something else to watch. Netflix may still be one of the kings of streaming, but YouTube has already moved into the living room. And judging by how much time people are spending there, it seems very comfortable on the couch.